What is up, folks? And the show goes on in 30 seconds. What is going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. It is Christmas Eve. Uh, I hope everybody is excited about this Christmas season. I sure am because my daughter gets in town tomorrow from Florida, and I'm so happy. Tomorrow's going to be an exciting day. Tomorrow we have Christmas Eve. My daughter's in town, and the Miami Dolphins play. I should see I'm wearing my Miami Dolphins t-shirt, sporting Dan Marino. And before I get to the show, unfortunately, DJ Juancho is not going to be able to be with me today. Listen, I get it. We've had a couple cancellations, and that's because it is a crazy Christmas season, and it's understandable. Juancho, I love you. Tito Puente Jr., I love you. Um, Hopefully, after the New Year, guys, I'll be able to have all the guests that I had scheduled will be able to join in after the New Year. So I have a lineup set up. Um, but the announcement that I have is the Hustle Hub will have a coat and blanket drive in mid-January. So if you have any gently used coats or blankets, jackets, go ahead and hit me up, and so we can find a way of picking that up, or you could drop it off somewhere. We'll find a spot for you to drop it off. And yeah, so that's it. So let's talk about some of the games, NFL games this weekend. We got some big games. We got some boring games. The Commanders versus the Jets. Man, that's going to be a sleeper. That's going to be a boring game. I think the stinking Jets are going to win 14-9. It's going to be a boring game. Two very bad teams, but Jets, in my opinion, are probably better of the two bad teams. The Bills and the Chargers. I'd like to say the Chargers will win. I don't foresee that. The Bills are just probably too good. I foresee the Bills going 9-6 and getting a little closer to the Dolphins and winning 30-14. The Bengals versus the Steelers. Okay, the Steelers won earlier this year in Cincinnati. They're playing at home, and I don't foresee the Bengals beating the Steelers. I think the Steelers will win this one 24-10. The Browns versus the Texans. This is going to be a good game. The Browns are 9-5. The Texans are 8-6, even though they're playing in Houston. Pretty good. And I have a feeling, I don't know why I have a good feeling it's going to go into overtime, and I think the Browns will win 27-24 with a field goal in overtime. The Jaguars and the Buccaneers. Lawrence was still questionable as of yesterday, the day before, but I think he is going to play. And they play in Tampa Bay. Um, I see the Jaguars winning. I don't think they're going to want to have him sit down this late in the season, and with the playoffs still not knowing where everybody's going to be standing in the playoffs. I see the Jaguars winning 30-20. The Lions versus the Vikings. What a year the Lions are having. The Lions are 11. They're 10-4 right now. I see them going 11-4 and destroying the Vikings. The Vikings are a very bad team. I see the Lions winning 40-10. On Christmas Day, we have the Raiders versus the Chiefs. Again, I'd like to say the Raiders will win. Come on, but I'm a realist. I was saying people at work. I'm a realist. Yeah, I'm a Dolphin fan, but I'm a realist. So I see the Chiefs winning 30-10. Uh, Tomorrow on Christmas Eve, it's going to be the Patriots versus the Broncos. Unfortunately, I hate the Patriots. but that's not the reason why I'm picking the Broncos. I think the Broncos still win because it's in Denver. But the Patriots are a very, very bad team again. I see the Broncos beating the Patriots 20-3. Giants versus the Eagles. This is going to be a very again, the Eagles. If I were the Eagles, I would have Jalen Hurts sit down this game. It's not like the Giants are a great team. The Giants suck this year as well. I will have Jalen Hurts finally sit down. Whether he's sitting or not, I'll take advantage that they're playing in Philly and they're playing a very bad team, and not I would sit him down. Um, and no matter what, I see the Eagles ending a 3-game losing streak and winning 20-10. On Christmas Day, also, it's the Ravens versus the 49ers. This is going to be the game of the week. We may be seeing a preview. I know many people are going to say, how are you going to pick? I think we're seeing a preview of the Super Bowl here in this game. We may be seeing a Super Bowl preview. And this is going to be the game of the week. The two best teams in the NFL. Both are 11-3. The Ravens and the 49ers. And because it's in San Francisco, I'm picking the 49ers 30-27. Okay? And even though they're not playing Christmas, I have to pick this as the last game because this is the Dolphins playing. I know there's a lot of Cowboy fans out there. Listen, they're playing in Miami. The Cowboys suck on the road. Yet, the Dolphins suck against winning teams. Both teams are 10-4. This game could go either way. This game could go either way. It could be over by halftime. Either way, the Dolphins may be blowing the Cowboys out of the water by halftime. The Cowboys may be blowing the Dolphins out of the water by halftime, or it might be a very, very close game by halftime. At the end, I'm gonna pick the Dolphins because even though I don't know which way it's gonna go, I think I'm gonna pick the Dolphins. That's my team. I think they can't pull it off because they're in Miami, because of what If they were playing here in Dallas, I say no. I don't think they stand a chance. To be totally honest with you, again, because I'm a realist. And with the Dolphins winning, they will go to 11-4, and me picking the Ravens losing. The Ravens will drop to 11-4, and then next week the Dolphins play Baltimore. And if the Dolphins beat Baltimore next week, the Dolphins will have sole possession of first place in the AFC. But honestly, I don't see the Dolphins beating the Baltimore Ravens next week. Again, let's be realistic, but we'll see. Let's get past Christmas first. Let's get past the Cowboys first. Let's not overlook the Cowboys. What does everybody think about having so many bowl games? We're up to 42 to 44 bowl games, including the championship game at the end, and including the East versus West All-Star game. Up to 44 bowl games total. I remember when I was growing up, we used to have the Fiesta Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Orange Bowl. We only had key bowls, and then we're up to like 44 bowls. And and I'm just gonna name some, okay, because the ones that I thought were probably somewhat interesting games. The tax-sacked Texas Bowl, Texas A&M versus Oklahoma State. I'm going with Texas A&M. I'm picking Texas A&M. I don't care, what the odds are. I'm going with Texas A&M. I didn't look at the odds. I'm thinking, again, I'm not betting. I'm not gambling. It's not like I'm gambling or betting. I'm just picking these games. I'm going with Texas A&M. Hi, babe. Was the Wasabi Fenway Bowl, SMU versus Boston College. I'm picking Boston College in this one. The Bad Boys Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Name is that for a bowl game? But anyways, it's the Rutgers from New Jersey versus my Hurricanes. Listen, the Hurricanes had that kind of season also, and what a boneheaded coach that is. I spoke to Rudy Gill, and I spoke about him earlier this year. As a matter of fact, Rudy was my second interview on this show. Him and me spoke about the Miami Hurricanes and their head coach. Man, the guy's a bonehead. The guy's a bonehead. But anyways, I'm picking the Hurricanes. I think the Hurricanes will beat the Rutgers. Valero Alamo Bowl, Arizona versus Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's going to win. I mean, Oklahoma is a very, very good team. Arizona doesn't suck. Oklahoma is a very dominant team. Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. What the hell is Tax Slayer? Again, these bowl games. I remember they used to be just called Gator Bowl, and you know, but I get it. It's all about money. Clemson versus Kentucky. I'm going with Clemson. I think Clemson's going to destroy them. Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Again, I remember when it used to be called just the Sun Bowl. But again, it's all about money. Oregon State versus Notre Dame. I'm going to go with Notre Dame, even though Oregon State is a very good team too. But I think Notre Dame will dominate that game. The Goodyear Cotton Bowl. Missouri versus Ohio State. As much as I hate Ohio State, I'm going to go with Ohio State. The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Ole Miss versus Penn State. I think Penn State is going to take that one too, even though I don't like Penn State. I don't like Penn State either. I know there's a lot of teams I don't like, but that's because growing up, we used to see these teams in a dogfight against UM, you know? The Capital One Orange Bowl, Georgia versus FSU, which in my opinion, listen, as from all the teams, all the college teams out there, the team I like the least is FSU. But hey, but what's fair is fair. FSU should be in the top four. FSU should be in the playoffs. They got snubbed. They got snubbed, and they got to fix that. I think they should have more teams in the playoffs. But Georgia versus FSU, this is going to be a very, very good game. But I think FSU is going to win and remain end the season undefeated. Let's talk about the Final Four, the college playoffs. Rose Bowl, Alabama versus Michigan. I'm hoping Michigan wins. Nick Saban, if you know any history about the Dolphins and our relationship and us Dolphin fans with how we feel about Nick Saban, we do not like Alabama because of Nick Saban. So please, I hope Michigan wins. Even though Alabama is probably the best college. Hey, look, Nick Saban is the best head coach of all time. But Alabama does not deserve to be in the top four. Alabama does not deserve it. And I think they that's the reason why they pick Alabama because of Nick Saban. They pick Alabama over FSU. But again, I'm hoping Michigan. I think Michigan will beat Alabama. Texas versus Washington. This is going to be probably the best game. And I'm picking Texas. I'm going with Texas as this is where I live. Even though I think Washington will win, it could go either way. Honestly, this game could go either way. But I think Texas will be the one to win. I'm rooting for Texas. Okay. And in the championship game, if I'm picking Michigan and Texas versus Michigan, that would be nice to see Texas bring a title to here to my home, to where I live now. It's been a long time since where I live, we have had a championship. Last time I remember celebrating a title for college. It was back in 2000 when UM won the NCAA. When I lived back in Miami, as you know, I am from Miami. When the Hurricanes won the title back in 2000. So Texas, hopefully Texas can win and go into the championship game and they will win. This show is gonna be very short, so I'm gonna talk about what the schedule is looking like for this upcoming year. Next week, I have a very good friend of mine. He will be here with me on the show live. My good friend Michael Hayes will be here with me. He's gonna be right next to me. He's gonna be live. He's gonna be right next to me. He's gonna be visiting that. He goes to church with me. Well, we used to go to the same campus, but anyways, he's gonna be live with me. We're getting the year together. the show. We're gonna it's gonna be my last episode of the 2023 year, and then the year we're gonna start out. I might have Juancho. He might be able to come back to start the year off, but I have Lil Susie, freestyle legend Lil Susie, on a Saturday show. It's gonna these next ones are gonna pre-recorded. We'll have Lil Susie, freestyle legend. That episode will drop Saturday, January 13th. Man, I am so excited about that one because this well, I gotta say young lady because she started singing at 13. She's around my age now. So, but I remember when she first came out onto the scene at age 13, uh, she exploded. She really, really exploded. Um, the following week, this one is another special treat for me. My favorite all time. Those that know me know that I love freestyle music. I love freestyle music. I grew up on it. Uh, it wasn't called freestyle back in the 80s. It eventually became called freestyle music back late in the late 80s, early 90s. But when I was a kid, it wasn't called freestyle. But everybody knows I love freestyle music. But my favorite all-time band is Chicago. Okay, and I will have I gotta still confirm he's already confirmed he hasn't committed Walfredo Reyes Jr. He is the drummer of the band Chicago. He's their third drummer. He's not the original drummer. The original drummer is Dan Serafin. He was the founder, and then he left Chicago. Okay, and then Tristan Bowden took over. Walfredo Jr. was playing he was the percussionist, and then Tristan Bowden left, and Walfredo Reyes Jr. took over. My wife and I had the opportunity. My kids and my wife gave me as a birthday present uh, concert tickets to go see Chicago in North Carolina 2 years ago for my birthday. Man, that was a dream come true. That I got to see these people live. Walfredo Reyes Jr. I mean, his drumming skills are amazing, and his dad is a legend. His dad got to play with Donnie Gill, Rudy Gill's dad. Okay, so his dad is a legend. Walfredo is a great drummer. The following Saturday, I will have another freestyle legend called MV. His name is Noel. We'll have MV. And the week after that, I will have Alex Zuniga from Latin Nation, another freestyle artist, probably the following week. I haven't scheduled. He's not scheduled yet, but we're talking, and he's interested in being on the show. So also Angie Volaro from Sequel, another freestyle legend from the 80s, early 90s. I was in the talks with her. She's gonna talk to Maria, who's also in Sequel. We're gonna see when we could get both of them on the show. Okay, so I have quite a few guests lined up. And again, I've said it in the past. Tito Puente Jr. was supposed to be on a couple weeks ago, and then due to schedule conflict, he wasn't able to. We said let's talk after the new year. We're gonna see when we schedule when we're able to get him in. Again, he celebrated this year with his dad's centennial uh, anniversary. So he was around touring quite a bit. My wife and I had the opportunity to see him live. Tito Puente Jr. What a show! If you have the opportunity to go see him, you got to check him out. Yeah. So, guys, that is my show for the day. Um, I'm wishing everybody a Merry Christmas. This is the day of. Oh, there was one thing I wanted. One more thing I did want to talk about. There's this guy, Dana White, came out uh, criticizing the fighters. And after a victory, they celebrate Jesus. And he's actually criticizing these people for celebrating. Well, It's okay if you love Jesus. It's okay to love Jesus, but keep that at home. Why? Why? No, no. Congratulations to these fighters. Congratulations to Tua, the quarterback of the Dolphins, came out the other day publicly as well, saying that the only thing that he does not like about playing is that he has to play on Sunday and he has to miss church, but he does catch service later on at night. So why should if you're a Christian, why is it okay for you to come out and if you have a certain sin, it's okay to come out publicly, hey, I'm this, I'm that, but you can't come out public and say you're a Christian. Why? Jesus said it. Jesus said it. I think it's in the book of Matthew. If you are ashamed of talking about me publicly, I will be ashamed of proclaiming you in front of my Father. Again, I'm paraphrasing it, but that's pretty much what it is. So if you're a Christian and you don't want to, if you're afraid of saying you're a Christian, guess what? That's the same thing as rejecting Jesus. Okay, so Dana White, shame on you. If you don't know who Dana White is he's the founder of UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Uh, so shame on you for saying that. But a lot of fighters are Christians. Many people, well, how can you be a fighter and be a, because it's a sport. It is a sport, whether you agree with it or not. But many of them are Christians. Okay, so again, I applaud for those of you who come publicly and say you're a Christian. I am here publicly saying I'm a Christian. Okay, and you should know it because I have had a couple of Christian people on here, and we spoken about it. And my Wednesday show that I have with Takara, we prayed before to start the show. We pray to end the show. I'm a Christian. I'm proud to say it. Guys, God bless you. I hope you enjoy Christmas with your family. Enjoy Christmas Eve with your family. If you're traveling, if you're driving, don't drink and drive. Be safe. God bless you. Enjoy the holidays.